Resource Maven. I'm here today with Tom Doyle of Aloro Mining, which is a company that I newly introduced in the newsletter about a month ago. And Aloro is coming out the gates with a story that's new to the market. The company itself isn't brand new. It used to be called Wolverine. You and Wolverine have a long history, lots of experience. You were in the Yukon with lots of projects. You were in Colombia. But you came across a really interesting new opportunity in Mexico. So let's just jump straight into that. So what is the Mulatto's property and why do I like it so much? Why don't you let them know?
Mulatto's Gold District in Sonora, Mexico, close to the Chihuahua border, is a gold district. It's not a one anomaly play. There's a number of producers. There's at least 10 known deposits within 10 kilometers of our property. Right. But the real reason why I went after it is the opportunity was supplied through a friend of mine, the Almadex Group, which is very, very talented. A great
group, very talented technical group, yeah.
And they have so many discoveries on their new discovery, that they just didn't have time to get to the Los Venados property.
Right. And Los Venados is very interesting geologically. It's got lots of potential, but it's also very interesting in terms of the specifics of the map, so who the neighbors are. So why don't you just describe a little bit? There's someone right next door on this side and right next door on that side.
Well, the Los Venados is actually consistent of two separate properties. One was picked up from the Almadex Group, and that was a total of 1,522 acres. Now that property directly adjoins the Mulatto's pit of Alamos Gold.
Right.
Okay. A
significant operating mine that doesn't have a lot of mine life left in it.
They're developing more in the area. You know, they've got La Yaqui, Sierra Pelon is coming on stream shortly. So there's lots of opportunity. But Alamos surrounds us on three sides now. On the to the south, where the pit is, and the pit is right on our corner of our boundary, as well as to the east and to the north.
Right.
On the western side, we have another major in there called Anico Eagle.
Right.
And Anico Eagle produces out of the La India mine, and they are developing further deposits within the area, like Tarachi, just above La India.
Right. So La India and Mulatto's are significant mines for both of those major gold producers. And whenever a major gold producer has a significant operation, they're always looking for what more they can do. Once they've invested the capital to build that mine, they want to be able to do more in the area. That's just economics.
Yeah, that's correct. And you know, the thing is, they're big, high sulfidation systems, and that's why they're an open pit. They're not a single vein, you know.
Exactly.
They have lots of potentially to grow, and the system could be a lot more larger.
And then let's talk about the geology potential over here on your project.
Well, the potential that we saw was, you know, first of all, I saw the sampling and the geological information that Almadex had started to work up on the project. And from there, you know, I decided that it's so close to both pits that, you know, the area looks very prospective. Through my time, I was able to find a geologist called Ken Ballawag, who had worked for Alamos for many years. He was with Placer Dome before, and I think he had over 16 years. Well, I asked him to come down and consult with the company, and unfortunately I couldn't get him full time because he was already involved, but he gave us a lot of knowledge about the property. And
it looks pretty promising that there's likely a fault offset basically of Alamos's pit, continues onto your property. Lots of work to do to prove that up, but the evidence is pretty compelling at this point. Yeah,
the property is very complex. The geology and everything. There is not just one fault. There's numerous faults, and they go in north, south, east, and west. So there's a lot of things going on under there. It's for us to turn them over and
figure it out.
Make a deposit.
But the interesting thing here is, oh, I mean, it's all an interesting story, but the recent news is that you just completed a financing. So that's great. I mean, that's promising in and of itself because it's not easy to raise money in these markets. But the aspect of that stands out is who participated, who took down almost half the financing, which was Agnico Eagle. So they clearly see some pretty interesting potential right on your property on their border.
Yes, well, they, you know, it's not just on their border, but, you know, on the other borders as well. But what we're seeing there is that there's been a number of majors that approach me just because of the location of the property, and people that aren't even in the area. And I thought, if I'm going to do something with someone, it would be one of the two, and simply because they've got the complex right there. Okay.
So now you've got money in the bank, you're ready to go and sort of kickstart things down there. Give us a quick rundown of what we can look forward to in the near term here from Aloro.
Well, you know, what we had to do was, when we picked up the property from Almadex, it had a drill permit, but it was for a small core drill. And that wasn't the most effective way to go. What Mr. Ballawag had told me was that he got a lot better recovery using a reverse circulation drill. In order to use a reverse circulation drill, we would have had to put a road in. And what we're doing right now, that we have the finances, we re-permitted. We re-permitted for road construction, so we can get to the 12 drill sites that are already permitted. And quite frankly, we're starting on the 5th of November to start building the road, and we expect the rigs will be scheduled to go in there on the 15th of November. So we're going to have some excitement right away.
That's fun times. Good information flow over the winter period.
Yes.
Well, thanks for coming to tell us the story. This is Aloro Mining. I didn't give you the ticker. It's AORO. I love the name of the company too, Aloro, Al-Oro, to the gold. So hopefully that's where we're headed. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for having me.